Good morning and welcome to Attorney Commander J.R. Glapohkpa Chesson talk show on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning, October the 4th, 2023. Woke up this morning with 6 more days to elections in Liberia. It's your day. Election is coming. And most important of all, God never gave up on Liberia yet. God never gave up on us yet. He not gave up on us yet. God is still with us. He's still with us. Because in 1980, nearly 50 years ago, our late President Talbot, William R. Talbot Jr., warned us that if we ever removed him from power by force, Liberia will face a destructive day in this day. And we are facing it right now. The truth is upon us, but we still have a chance. We still have a chance to make our country right. And we know the fact, man, there's violence in our nation. And because of the immaturity of our people, because our nation is led by grown-up boys, we can rest assured there will be violence. The Liberian Management for Disaster has already notified Liberians of their concerns. Let me bring Mr. Samuel Wicker on, my correspondent from Liberia. What's happening, Samuel Wicker?
Yeah, good morning, bro. Man, the fever, man. Cool.
Cold and fever got you?
Yeah, man. I'm going through some tension.
What you doing after the show?
Yeah, medication. I went to the clinic yesterday.
Yeah.
Got some drugs.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you for your support.
You don't have to mention that, but
yeah,
we want to make sure you're healthy and on the show. So what's it in Liberia, brother?
Well, as you may recall, about 3 days ago, there was a hell of violence in Foya. But the Joint Security has announced that they have arrested 20 persons in connection with that violence. And they are currently held by the police authority in Vonjama City. And secondly, major contenders in this election, the major contenders stay away from the U.S. sponsor debate, presidential debate. Most key political parties stay away. They didn't attend it, like the Mr. President Weir, Ambassador Boaka, and Cummings. They all stay away.
Is there any reason why?
Well, they are not giving any reason though. But according to some sources from Boaka's camp, they said that because we are the 9 at 10, so they won't go there. Because he's a mean person that they are targeting. So if the president is not going to watch, they go. During the last election again, he didn't attend the debate. So there was no need that UCA sponsor they're gonna debate because we won't go there, and other guys won't go. In fact, in Liberia, debate doesn't win election. The way people think this country debate doesn't win election. So level-headed people, people like in the States, they will understand why should we vote this person or why should we vote this character. But in Liberia, debate is insignificant when it comes to electoral process.
Well, not only debate, Sam. This is a foreign country hosting a debate in our country. That's nonsense. That's pure bullshit. How would a foreign nation consistently sponsor presidential debate in our country? What happened to our news agencies? What happened to the political organizations in our nation? Why they can't sponsor a debate. Why a foreign country got to come in our country and sponsor presidential debate? This is the same thing we're talking about over and over again. You know, who has control of our country? Who owns our country? You know, if they stay away from that debate solely because George Weah did not show up, that shows that our country has no men. Who is George Weah for people to stay away from a debate because of him? You know, we gave these people relevance.
Okay.
Yeah, tell up you turn away them. Talk to them.
It passed. Yeah, they already did it.
Yeah. So I mean, you soon get an office, Sam. You soon get an office. You know, you got a better area now. You will get an office soon. Yeah, you'll be avoiding all this noise. But we got to start from the poor man standing too. You know, this is poor agenda.
Yeah.
we got a real poor agenda. Those people that are liars, that grown up boys, they don't know this thing. But we got a poor agenda. So that's what we're talking about, Sam. The situation.
And then thirdly, and most importantly, that has begun the distribution of the FRR. So counties, about 11 counties, now the political parties are going there for their copy. So that's a good news.
That's the
final, very short time.
Registration rule.
The final registration rule, yeah, FFR.
Okay.
Yeah. Then lastly, one of we are supporters, a strong supporter, we are from the Western region, Edwin Snow. He supported another candidate other than George Kennedy.
Kennedy.
So is Maurice Tuma.
But is Edwin Snow a CDCN?
See that?
Edwin Snow, Senator Edwin Snow, is he from the CDC party too?
Senator Edwin Snow is an independent candidate, though he came from the MPP bloc, but he's supporting George Weah. And Weah is supporting Stacey Tuma. Stacey Tuma came from the with the Bwaka, rescue team. He vanished him, guy, so they are giving support to Weah, and Weah has gone bombing to. It was settlement that is nomination the bombing kind of boo Weah. They boo settlement and boo him. Yeah, and Snow has come out to give support to another candidate, Soko Dolly.
So
instead of giving support to.
Snow don't want to be in the booing crowd no more.
No, he don't want to be part of it.
He want to be booed no more. So
he's supporting another independent candidate, Soko Dolly.
Okay, I know Soko Dolly.
Yeah, he's from the Clay region.
I remember Soko Dolly for a long time. He should be an older man now with gray hair and all that.
Yeah, Soko an older guy.
I know Soko, my crowd boy. Yeah. So, well, if that what he's supporting, you know, Sam, when it comes to our situation in Liberia, I'm not involved in politics. Okay, I stay out of politics. I'm a security man. So I never involve myself in politics. My interest is for the good of the country. What is for the good of the country? And when you hear me, I don't care whether George Weah wins. I don't care and Bwaka wins. That's the Liberian people's choice. Liberian people will have to live with that. I don't have any real input in the election in Liberia other than to advise my people. But I don't want to say, vote for this man or vote for that man or vote for Bwaka. No, I don't want to say that to my Liberian people. I deal with the situation in my country. The picture I put up yesterday with George Weah in the mud is a typical example of the kind of leadership he has brought to our country. He's a useless leader. I don't care whether the people elect him or not. That's your choice, Liberian people. I ain't getting involved with that. Y'all got to live with whoever y'all vote for. That's why I don't want to tell you who to vote for. If I tell you who to vote for and something happens in Liberia, I will feel as much responsible for telling you to vote for this person as I am for the situation that person commits in our country. So I don't get involved with politics. That's the choice of the Liberian people. As a security person, my job is to run our country and ensure that there's peace and stability, that the criminals are put in jail, that our system runs. Anybody interfere with that, you interfere with me. That's security. Okay? That's the national security of my country. You in politics, you stay in your political realm. What has to do with crime, insurrection, negativity in my country, that's my business. I will stop it. But for politicians to come and try to mislead us and deceive us, that's my problem. So the Liberian people got to make their choice or choices. And my job is only to tell you how I feel about situations in my country. Right? I call George Weah and Grona boys. I call them useless. I call them incompetent because that's what they are. On the other hand, we have no real men. Unity Party, L.A. Cummings, where his party in the CDC, he can't get his shit correct. He's just jumping all over the place like a fucking useless, uneducated fool. That's why I don't care about Alexander Cummings. Gongolo, all of them. They got issues. That's that Joe Weah got issues. The other bitches got issues too. And I ain't going to tell my people who to choose. I'll just point out the issues and y'all make your choices. I'm not voting in Liberia. If I were voting, I would make a choice. I'm not running for leadership in my country. I will make a choice. But when I'm away and look at the situation, I can only advise my people. I can only advise you, look at the country and make your choice. Is this the country you want? Look at the leadership of our country, the monies that have been missing, the incompetence that is going on. Is this what you want? Look at the other political parties, all of them, the Boka, the Cummings. Are these the men you got to choose from? Who among these men is capable of leading Liberia? Those are the questions our people got to ask us. I ain't going to put my hand in none of this because all my people, all the men in my country have let me down. They have let me down. They have let me down. I'm talking about the women. Forget about the women. Anybody following Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is a damn criminal. And I can't trust them. So where do we stand, Sam? Where do we stand with our country? Are the men different from each other? Is L.A. Cummings, George,
Such a small country, over 20
all of them different from
candidates. I understand.
Are they different from George Weah? They're not different from George Weah. They're the same people. It's just that George Weah are uneducated and stupid, and they're supposed to be educated and know more, but they all have the same characteristics. They all have the same common values. They have no love for our country but themselves. All that shit they're doing, that's bullshit. If they were serious about Liberia, this first CPP would have never been dissolved. The first group, the first CPP would have never been dissolved. That just shows these useless men don't care about our country. All they care about their damn selves. And that's why I ain't supporting nobody. Let the Liberian people make your decision. Look at these useless men and make your damn decision. All of them are useless. That's why I keep telling you we need to revive our 1980 revolution. There is no way to follow these people who have no understanding of the struggles of the Liberian people. They don't. All that bullshit they're talking, what does Mo Ali know about the suffering of the Liberian people? What that young fool know about the Liberian people? He's a useless fool. What Musa Belete know about the Liberian people? You see, and these are the kind of things that discourage me about politics in Liberia, but the people who want to lead us. We need new leadership. We need new breed of people. Yeah, let's try Boca. Let's see if Boca will make it to January. Hmm? No, this is serious stuff, Sam.
And why are you saying that, January? You mean for the inauguration?
I know how long Boca gonna last. All that bullshit you're doing, that God got his life in his hand. We know Boca got heart problem. We know he got different things. Anything will happen. Anything. Where will our country be? Where will our country be? You know, we got a lot to worry about and consider, Sam. We got a lot. Anything will happen to Joseph Boga, then we have Kuhn and Prince Johnson to deal with. Huh? A man who has murdered our people like dogs, still in our politics. You know, all these guys that have killed our people like dogs, still living in our politics. How can we exist? We need to rise up against these warlords. All of them got to go to jail. All of them got to submit. The Liberian people, the time is fast spent for these people to get out of our government. How will our country ever choose these murderous people among us want to lead us still? This is insanity. That's why I can't get involved with Liberia right now, because our leaders, Borkao, Benayu, Cummings, all of them in bed with the murderers that kill our people. Still, they don't know what to do. They are in bed with murderers and killers and liars. How will our country change? Our country can't change. We got to sift out all these warlords out of our country and put them in jail where they belong. These people are our people, and they cannot be walking around free until we get our senses back. Until we realize, Sam, you look, your picture look vague. You don't look clear. I can't see you good.
Well, I'm clear.
Okay, well, if you
But I'm
can be
outdoor. I'm at the push. I know how you.
no, that
But we got laying back.
has nothing to do with the push. It has to do with the digital thing on your camera. But anyway, maybe that's your camera. But the background look focus good. But Sam, I'm just saying, you know, we are still suffering from the ills of the past. We are still suffering from the ills of the past. How will our country ever progress and advance? Will all these killers still want to lead our country? Now General Botnick coming back. All these warlords are still leaders of our country. How will we ever lead our country to a better day? You mean we can't lead our country with all these damn murderers and killers among us? Everybody calling them back now. Joseph Boga finna calling Botnick back. What's wrong with the people in our country, man, Sam? The men in our country have let me down. They are disgusting. They are useless. They make me shame. They make me want to vomit. The behavior of the men in our country, the men who are supposed to be leading us to a brighter day, are the very men who are prone to violence, prone to corruption and stealing and lying, and prone to everything that we despise. How will we change our country, my people? How will we ever make our country the country we want? We can't. We got all these people in our midst, man. All these warlords still running around our country free. Now they're coming back into government. Hey, man, my people, what's wrong with our leaders? What's wrong with our people? We are sick. We are mentally sick. We are mentally ill. There's something wrong with us. The very people that murder our people in the numbers of 250,000 are the very people who call him back to lead us. Whichever party call these people back do not deserve the support of the Liberian people. They don't. They don't. How long will they live among murderers and killers? How will God ever forgive us and renew our lives when we still submitting ourselves to these people who have committed heinous crimes within our country? How can we do that, sir? I question the mentality of my people. I question the sound thinking of Liberian people. Something wrong with Liberian people. We are mentally sick. How can I come back to this shit? I see people who now murder my people or still leading my people. Still talking like they are men and women in my society. They are not. They are rats and roaches. From Prince Johnson to butt naked. They are rats and roaches. And they need to be crushed. They need to be crushed. Enough of this bullshit in my country, man. Y'all better wake up. What's wrong with the mentality of the Liberian people? Huh? These are the people who will lead us all our lives, rogues and murderers of 250,000 Liberian people. People that murder our own people will continue to put us. Come on, my people, man. Y'all give me a fucking break. Excuse my French. Y'all give me a break. If we can't do better than this, then Joe Biden in Liberia. Let Liberia end. Let the white people kind of take over. And you're like white men, let them kind of take over and bang our women. And we have some mulatto children. Who give a damn? Maybe the mulatto children will do better. And Ellie Johnson brought her shit. Yeah, maybe the mulattoes will do better. But the way we're living, there's no living. There's living for rats and cats and dogs and roaches, cockroaches. This is the life we're living, but you choose your president. I will not tell you who to choose as president of Liberia. What's next, Sam? What's the situation with those women that
Ron, in people?
No, go ahead. What are you about to say first?
Yeah, no, I mean with the war laws. They have spread. I mean, all the political parties got war laws. Almost every one of them.
But Sam, that's what I'm talking about. The men of my country are disgusting. The men of we have no men in my country. We have cockroaches. All the people running around in Liberia want to lead us are cockroaches. How will you want to lead a better Liberia and you have nothing to offer us but warlords? Anybody resorting to warlords, they are not people of cognizance. They're not people, they're not sound people. They're not. You want to change our country, then you resorting to warlords. You're supposed to be the only one away from warlords, preaching against warlords, trying to put them in jail. But with all our political parties calling warlords back, there are no men in our country, Sam. People want leaders to come back to our country. We see these useless men running around with political parties in our country. You think I'll come back? Ali Ball and Mo Ali talking about he big man in Unity Party. I will come back to that useless shit. Musa Ability, big man in CPP. I will come back to that shit. You crazy? You crazy? But yeah, we are. Yeah, we are, Sam. We ain't got no men in our country. We ain't got no true leaders in our country. If you are a man in our country, you would know that warlords cannot be permitted in our government. Warlords need to be interrogated and investigated for their crimes against the Liberian people. You killed 250,000 of my people and you still want to be in power? God forbid. God forbid. Maybe no other gods in our country who are not Christian gods will support these warlords and these murderous people, but not Jesus Christ. Not the God. Other in Liberia supporting murderers and killers of the Liberian people. They are not Christians. They are not called to the fold of Christianity. Jesus told us, look among yourselves. Look among your leaders. Look at where they're coming from. Which tree are they the fruit from? that is from the corrupt tree. From the corrupt tree. People who have murdered our country, our citizens. 250 Liberians, 1,000 Liberians dead. Who is responsible for that? Somebody got to account for that. 250 Liberians, people don't just die on bullshit. Somebody got to tell us why our people dead. Who killed our people? You know? This is not what our country is about. You know? After nearly 200 years of surviving, we come down to this with warlords and killers dictating to us what our democracy is about. Something wrong with my people. The masses of Liberian people are seeing. We are suffering insanity. We gotta be suffering insanity. Something is wrong with us. We are mentally ill. Sam, tell me about what happened to those women in Maryland who died, where the house broke down on them yesterday. What's the
You know, as per the Muslim tradition,
they
died. It was after 2 o'clock, so they will keep the body until this morning. But if it were before 2 o'clock, then it was going to be buried around 2 o'clock. But since they died after 2 o'clock, the body will be kept until this morning. That will gather.
And what about the ones that are
all 7 of them, and over 43 at the hospital, over 43 of them, according to the news this morning, are staying in hospital taking treatment. Undergoing some, treatment.
How can a house collapse? Damn. A 2-story building, how can it just collapse? That means that building should have been condemned. That building, I mean, you see where our country going, man.
Yeah, I mean,
what happened to the authorities in our society? We have no leadership. Because just from looking at that building, the public works or some authority in the government should have condemned that building and stopped the people from going into it. Because our country is so backwards, all our systems, all our institutions that's supposed to protect us are gone. How will people just go into collapse in a weak building? Sam, no, man. Most of the buildings in Maryland County and all over the county need to be condemned. Most of the old buildings from Talbot Town and Tottenham Town need to be condemned. Those buildings still on rocks and stills and things like that. They need to be condemned. People still living in those buildings, and those buildings not evaluated by engineers or people from public works. We need to revive our system of leadership, my people. This is all based on leadership. You know, if our systems are working, every county got public works. Every county got every ministry, extension of every ministry from Monrovia in every county. And they need to do their jobs. People can't just be getting salary and sitting down and not doing nothing. All these buildings, this calls for us to be more concerned with our leadership. How would people be going a building and the whole building would fall down on them? That means our public works isn't working. Because nobody got to come and ask public works to come and evaluate their buildings. No. Public works should know that all these old buildings need to be evaluated for their structural sustenance. They're structurally strong. Can they hold people? How many occupants can they hold in this one building? These are the things will make our country forget about fighting. You see, Sam, when we become professionals, when we change our minds and our attitudes in our country, and we become professional people, our whole country will change. We're not thinking about fighting each other. We're not thinking about killing each other. When you got a job and you are held responsible and accountable to do your job, you not want to be thinking about fighting, about politics and all those things. But when our society is not doing their job, we employ too many people than the government can handle, we'll fight. We'll fight because Our whole societal structure is wrong. It's wrong. When it's wrong, you got people sitting down getting paid and idle. They're not working. They're not doing the work they're supposed to do for the money they're making. And this is why we got to restructure our government. We got Sam, when you are doing the work you are paid to do, it brings happiness to you and fulfillment. Because you're doing something, not just getting a pay. You're doing something. You're getting experience. You're broadening your horizon. But when you're not doing the work you're supposed to be doing for the pay you're getting, there's idleness. There's idleness. Our idle mind is the devil's workshop. We know that. What does that mean? That means when you're sitting down, you don't got nothing to do, and you're smart, and you're wise, your mind gravitates to negativity. Because the good things in front of you, you can't access them. It can't give you self-satisfaction. So your mind leads you to things that will give you a challenge, that will give you excitement, that will give you the possibility of changing your life. That's what it means when they say an idle mind is the devil's workshop.
Mm.
How do we do away with this? We got to cut our government down. The government is too big. When you got three directors for one department, that's killing it. Nobody can do work. Nothing. I told you, our ID card assistant director, when I was in my 20s, were 7 assistant directors. How could the job get done? The job could not get done. How one unit will have 7 assistant directors? That's insanity. All of us making the same pay. So you got 7 people making over $500 a month and doing nothing. Because 5 people on the job, 5 deputy directors, I didn't have to do nothing. I just go to work and sit down all day, make sure I'm present to get my pay. Whereas if there were 1 assistant director, I would be working my ass off. Because I would be doing the work that needs to be done. But whenever people, the word was, when people come to the department, to my unit, don't go to Chesson. Don't take nobody to Chesson. Chesson too strict. Chesson too tough. Don't go to Chesson. Go to any other director. So everybody was avoiding me because I asked the right questions. I wanted to know why. I was protecting my country and my national security. The other people, they didn't care. They wanted money for themselves. They wanted to change their lives the wrong way, the corrupt way. So they would take them to them, and all of them would bribe, would charge these people money, which they're not supposed to do. Everybody coming to get ID card had to get extra money to bribe the people working there. That's not right. That's not right. Our society is not a rich society. Our society full of poor people. When you empower making money, and yet you're strangling people in the society to give you money to do your own work, how can our society survive, Sam? We can't survive. There's too much corruption. There's too much red tape, too much tipping people. All of that shit got to stop. It got to stop. And the only way it will stop, except we change our system of leadership. We got to change it. And to change it, Sam, we need honest men and women. Why? Because we got to cut government down. Right now, if government got 2,000 people on payroll, we got to move on. We got to move 1,000. We got to let 1,000 people go and find their own life. Government can get 2,000 people check for nothing. When government only need 1,000 people to run government, why would we continue to pay another 1,000 people? But we can't let those people go for nothing. Those people are an essential part of our society. That's government job to take care of everybody in our society. So when we cut the government short, just imagine if we got 2,000 people the government paying right now, and we come and move 1,000 people from the payroll and say, you go find your own job. We have the money that we're paying 1,000 people back in government. I don't know how much that would be. Okay? So just imagine if we had, in my unit, we got 5 directors. We had 7 directors. No, there were 7 directors, assistant director. We had 2 directors and 7 assistant directors. Each one of those 7 assistant directors was getting paid $500 plus a month. So we didn't need all of that. So if we get 1 director and you eliminate 6 posts, that's 6 times $550 coming back into the government. It would move 1 director and keep only 1 director. That's almost $2,000 coming back into the government from that 1 director. If we go through every agency and department in government and move all the excess baggages in the government, all that money coming back to the government. You see what I'm talking about, Sam? Now, without money, if we don't have rogues and murderers as we do today, government will structure itself. So those 1,000 people that are leaving government, that we're taking their money from them, we have priorities to work. That means we got to ensure that those 1,000 people that government relieve are giving money to sustain themselves, are giving a good retirement package so they can go and find their own jobs. You understand what I mean? So when we fire those 1,000 people,
Yeah, but that's the kind of system. Yeah.
But we got to structure it, Sam. You got to have honest people. Criminals can't do this shit, rogue and murder, because
Yeah, no, I'm buttressing you because I'm buttressing you. Yeah.
Because it depends on honest.
Yeah, I'm buttressing you.
On honest people. Now, if our government was honest and punish people in roads to ensure that they don't steal our money, these are the things we need to do. When we get the 1,000, that we'll get all the money from the 1,000 people we lay off. That money goes towards giving them a good retirement package. Everybody will lay off. The poor people will at least get $1,000 cash, raw cash, to go start their own business. One time, a lump sum cash of $1,000. Everybody will lay off who are making $150 a month will get $1,000 full cash as retirement, your retirement lump sum thing. You can go and start your business with your $1,000. Because the work you are doing in the government, you weren't working at all. Look at how many people got in the government making $150,000 a month. They're not doing nothing in government. They're just sitting down. But when we retire you and give you a lump sum cash package of $1,000 and say, go, that's your retirement. You got something to go start your life with. Okay? You can hire people to start clearing your land or doing something for you to do some personal business. Okay? But that's the first step. We give you a lump sum package. Those people that government retire. Then we begin to set up the system for the whole country where we give people money to go start business. But we got to structure it in a way that we monitor these people. Because many of these people will not have collateral. You know what collateral is? In government or in business, when you give them money, whenever you loan people money, the people got to have something as collateral. They got to have land. They got to have a building. They got to have a bank account. They got to have something that you can attach for the life of the loan. That means if they got a building, you attach the building. You will not take the building. The building will be a security on their loan. So if they don't pay our money back, we take their building back. Government don't want extra building. So we sell it and make our money back. And that person will not get no more money from government because they failed the program. And when we begin to set up our program like that, that's where the donor funds can come in. When people gave us money, like America and all these people want to give us money, when they gave us money to help our society, all that money goes into a fund that will be distributed to the people that don't have government jobs. So they can go, just like we gave the government employees who we laid off $1,000 each, every citizen of Liberia who wants reach the age of 18-year-old and want to start their own business will be guaranteed $1,000. Will be guaranteed $1,000. And when we give you that $1,000, you're not just taking that $1,000 and running with it. Because when that $1,000 finish, you're not getting no more money from the government. You're not getting a check or anything. Because government will change. Only professional people coming to work for government now. Our civil service will be run by professional people. You can't type. You ain't got no high school diploma. You can't do the manual secretary job. You're not work for government. People who work for the government got to be trained. If you say you can type, you better be able to type X a number of words per minute. And we'll test you. And we ensure that our civil service is professional enough that nobody will slip through the cracks. Everybody hired by civil service will be able to do the job they say they can do. No government official will hire people outside civil service, except they got degrees, professionals. But you got degree, you professional, everybody going through civil service. Our system will work. We'll make civil service work. Only those people who pass the test will get jobs in government. You don't pass, you ain't getting jobs. All that system on my cousin, my brother, my uncle, we know we can't stop corruption. It's hard to stop corruption. But we minimize it to the point that all Liberians will feel entitled to a place in government. Equal rights. They will feel entitled. That's all we want. That's all we want. People to feel comfortable with their government. Feel fair with their government. Feel honest with their government. Yes, everything can be perfect. But majority of the Liberian people must have the confidence in our government that they will feel satisfied. They will feel happy. They will feel at peace that the government is working for them. And they don't have corrupt liars and murderers, because everything will be open to the public. Freedom of information. You can write and ask for anything and we'll provide it. But we got to change our system. We got to make our people work. Our people are ingenious people. They are hardworking people, but our system make us lazy. The way our government system is now, it make our people lazy and weak. And we can't be like that. We can't be like that. We are farmers. We are business people. We are engineers. We got the minds. But the more government pay everybody in our country, our people get lazy. Our people get checked every day. They don't work for it. It's not right. It's not good. We got to work for what we want. We got to earn everything we get. That will make our country strong. That will make us real men and women. When we say our word is our word, we mean it. When we say no, we mean no. When we say yes, we will say yes. And we mean it. You see, our country got to go strong. And the way it goes is by building strong men and women with good character, with good patriotism, loyalty. And how we do it? We provide everybody with a fair and equal opportunity to live. With a fair and equal opportunity to live. So when you're working, you know that you're working because of your merits. Look at you, Sam, an educated man like you. You're not leading in our government. You're sitting outside. All the experience you got. You may not have a college degree, Sam, but the experience you got is equivalent to an AA degree or a bachelor's degree. Your experience in the country right now, the things you're doing, the things you connected with, your idea, your mind, the way your mind has evolved, your experience alone is beyond a AA degree, just by your experience. So look, in Rhode Island here, when you go for a job, sometimes they say high school diploma is a requirement standard. Or they say,
at that level.
yes, but you got to have the experience too. You got to have high school plus experience to qualify, or come with a bachelor degree.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need experience, you just need a bachelor degree. But if you don't have a degree, you better have high school plus experience, and you meet that criteria. You can set up offices and run it in Liberia because you have the high school plus the experience. If I didn't think you had the experience, you wouldn't be on this show with me, you know. But and Sam, you've been under this thing long time, so you got to gradually build yourself back up with the issues and all of that. That was something I'd be hard on you too, because I know your ability, but you just got to reignite that thing, because the people you're dealing with in Liberia are not like people like me. The questions and things I ask you, they will not ask you it. You got to produce it yourself because they don't know as much as you know. But when you're dealing with me, I'll bring out the more experience in you, because I ask you questions that other people in Liberia will not ask you. And you know, I expect things from you that other people will not expect from you. So you got to meet the challenge. Look at you wake up every morning to have the news ready, because you know when you come at 8 o'clock in the morning, the first thing I ask you, what's happening in Liberia? That's the first thing. So you know, as my employee, you gotta have all the news ready. You know what I want. So that's experience. I don't have to come and tell you, Sam, in the morning, go look for the news. You already know it. Come at 8 o'clock, you know what you coming to tell me in the morning when you call me. So these are all the things that differentiate you from other lay Liberians who don't know and understand all these things. You gotta go through it and teach them.
I tell you something, Rod. My experience the other day,
Go ahead. Sam. Oh Lord, Sam is stuck again. You are telling about your experience. Hello? Sam? Well, I don't know.
yeah, I'm getting you.
Yeah, but you are telling me something about your experience.
I'm getting you. Yes, I'm getting you. Is the network fluctuating? Maybe that line.
You are telling
Yeah,
us
okay.
something.
My experience at the design university. Rather, can you imagine that? Yeah, that level at the university. A suspension letter was written by the dean of student affairs.
Oh Lord. He must have mistakenly cut himself off. So let's wait for him to come out. But anyway, but these are the things we need to see in our country. You know, how we can restructure our country, how we can cut the payment down. People can't be born in a country and expect a paycheck. You know, listen to Takun Deer music and fake tarot, fake something. I think forgetting fake tarot or fake tarot. Listen to that song. You're not getting salary. You want to take my girlfriend, all of that. That just shows that people in Liberia are being born with the expectation of getting a government salary and not working at all. That's the only means of survival. Yeah, go ahead, Sam. You're back.
Yeah, as I was saying, and this letter was written by a dean, student affairs, dean of student affairs. And brother, can you imagine? I saw that letter when that boy gave to me. So I mean, even my sixth grade, yeah, even my sixth grade son. I mean, he read better than what I saw, what I did wrote that letter as a suspension.
Damn it.
Oh, by the way, let me tell you, for me, I'm a project consultant.
Well, the German internet in Liberia is fluctuating, so Sam will be back. But this is what he's talking about. He's saying that this dean of some department in the school, in the university, wrote a letter of suspension for a student. And the letter was so terrible. The English, the language used in the letter was so terrible. A sixth grader would do better. A sixth grader from a reputable school could have done better. But this is just the private sector now. We're not talking about government. This is the private sector. And it is that bad. Just imagine how the government of Liberia run university is bad. Look at the problem we're having at the University of Liberia. Look at the problem. Every day there's some riot, some disconnection, some negativity going on. Every day. We just were having the show the other day. We were talking about fighting going on the campus. Sam, what happened to the fighting that was going on the university campus the other day? What was it about?
Well, there was no real reason given for that offender of violence. But this eyewitness said that the student came in the class and this other student one another. What happened on campus up to now? We are not got a real story, and nobody has investigated.
Insanity has
and they always fight among themselves.
Insanity
That's why they're not learning.
The Jackie on the
Yeah, that's why. So as I was saying, yeah, as I was saying, as a project consultant, I was asked to do a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation. It's one of the junior students. Rodney, you'll be surprised to know that even the junior level at the university, they cannot even compose. And, I'm a dropout, university dropout. But can you imagine? I had gone because of my experience with the project management, and consultancy. I had gone to do this presentation, and somebody got asked foolish questions. And so the level. So one of the dean and doctor, I don't want to call his name. He came and sat at the back and was listening to me. But rather, I was so shocked. The doctor approached me to go and help his class. I said, no, but I got first degree. I dropped out. Second tier, yeah, I dropped out. So how will I come? I won't feel good, doing that. He said, my man, but it looks like you, but you know better than somebody guys in the senior class. So the system in this country is so bad. It's so bad. I mean, the entire system has broken down. The entire education in Liberia has broken down. Right? You will come and see Liberia. You try maybe a university student to compose to write one application. They know where to start from.
Yeah.
Spelling. They don't spell.
That's why we need to re-evaluate our system of governance. We can't have educated people in our system. And we got some good people in Liberia too, because I know some good people that I dealt with in Liberia that can write, that can spell, that have the right English composition and everything for the words and system. I've dealt with a few people like that too. But those people are not working for government. Those people are looking for work. Like you. Government not tapping these
once
people.
You qualify, they won't. Once you qualify, they won't take you. Because they will be afraid. They want you to undermine them.
Yes.
So the secret is, if you want to apply this time, don't put no degree also. And start like maybe office assistant, and when another application come up, you apply because you're in the system already. So they won't drop you. But from outside and say you got this degree, the master, they will be afraid because a lot of high school graduates holding key positions now in his country.
Yeah, and
That's
all
why
of
things
that,
are not going fine.
and all of that will change. That way, they better enjoy themselves now. They better enjoy
Now,
themselves now.
what you're saying, small but effective government, then you open the
Yes.
private sector. And, you gotta go out and bring investors. So government can operate, government can function, perfectly. Because when the government too large, when a lot of the RRA for the tax something, a lot of guys sitting and doing nothing,
Yeah,
but their
but
own
I'm
salary,
not talking about it getting
doing
salary.
nothing.
But too
And
many
when we
people
acting
do
with
this
power,
work.
yeah, when we acting with power, he brought 17,000 of the boys in
Yes,
government and
and they
doing nothing.
just getting free money, and that money can be
So that
utilized to
way he
set up.
create. I mean, he harmonized people's salary and say, I mean, just to incorporate his boys, he harmonized people's salary. People are making $500, he brought to 150. Just to incorporate his people, just to satisfy them. That's why you see the government is running, the way it is.
Yeah, but even if he didn't satisfy them, there are too many corrupt people. There are too many useless people, incompetent, uneducated. They ain't got no experience, inexperience. People running our government. It will never function good. But all of these things, Sam, are issues we need to look into. So during our next class, we'll talk about that. How we got to settle our government. The government is too large. People getting money they're not supposed to be getting money. How can we restructure our government to make sure that we set up a good severance pay for the people that are working for government right now, giving them a good lump sum of money to go out and start their own business and cut the government down. That's what we need to do right now. Then, as for the rest of the country that were not on government salary already, we start looking for ways to provide them incentive to start their own business. Or government can start opening government farms where we have an expert team to go out there and incorporate all these other farms together to help them do major production and food production and things like that. But Sam, do your closing statement. Is after 8 o'clock. Let's get out of here.
It's good that you touched this topic, and we will discuss it in lengthily in another time. But it's good that the ECOWAS, the UN, EU observers are here, because a lot of threats are coming from all quarters. A lot of threats are coming from all quarters to destabilize this country. But I want to advise ECOWAS, the UN, the very America that is supporting us here, they gotta be vigilant. They have to be vigilant. They gotta step in. They shouldn't sit and allow this thing to go off here before they can come in and say they come to come with peacekeeping operation. It will be too late. Other people have died. That what happened in the 90s. It's too much. Just what is happening now is what happened during the administration. And we saw ourselves. We saw what happened here. It's about time that we should step in. Other than that, it's a problem. And ECOWAS is here. They are watching us. They are seeing all these things happening, especially when it comes to the car buying and plugging into the digital system before time. They're pre-voting. They should get down strong on neck before this country burn to ashes. We hope and pray that it doesn't happen. Thank you so much, and hope to see you tomorrow.
Okay, Sam. Take care.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Sam said it all. 6 more days. 6 more days. That's all I got to say. 6 more days. Well, my people, we'll deal with our country tomorrow. But as we're saying, our government needs to be restructured. We started talking about it already. We talk about severance pay. We need to cut the government in half. Half of the people on government salary need to go. When we cut the government, we use the half of the money for the other people for severance pay. Give them a good lump sum of pay let them go out and be able to start their own business. All the poor people that be getting $150, $45 a month, we get all of them $1,000 to $1,500 as the lump sum payment from government to go out and start your own business. You're not getting no more government check. Go out and start your own business. Okay, we develop a governmental agency that will be there to help them. We're organizing the things, setting up their businesses, and helping them with getting their feet on the ground with the little money they got. But something got to be done to restructure our society, to reset the minds of our people. The government is not an institution to pay everybody from the day you're born. Government is there to regulate our society and ensure that there is fairness, equality, and justice among all our people. Okay? The time of the Liberian people is now. We get it right. And when we get it right, we set our government straight. Our 1980 revolution has not died. It's been suspended, and we'll revive it. Aluta! Continua. Have a good day, my people. I see you tomorrow.